I'm Michael Schwartz, the Executive Director of San Diego County Gun Owners. San Diego County Gun Owners has had a lot of success since our beginning in 2015. We've accomplished a lot, including signing up over 1,000 members in just 2 years. We've worked hard to be San Diego's Second Amendment voice in media, in politics, and in every community. Our biggest accomplishment is something that many said was impossible. But through hard work by our members and staff, we're proud to announce that San Diego is now issuing CCW permits. We know it's hard to believe, and the sheriff's CCW policy isn't quite where we want it to be. But in the first 6 months since the policy changed in September 2017, hundreds of applicants have received their CCW, and not one person was turned down due to their good cause statement. San Diegans who need a CCW can now generally get one in San Diego County, and we believe that includes you. This video is designed to show you the process and especially go into depth on how to write your good cause statement. Our goal is to make sure that sane, trained, law-abiding citizens in San Diego know how to apply and successfully obtain their California CCW after watching this video and following the steps. San Diego County Gun Owners has worked hard to make this change possible. It's a big step and we're proud of our progress, but we aren't even close to being done, and now we need your help to be even more successful. So check out the video, follow the steps, get your CCW, and join San Diego County Gun Owners as a member today, starting at just $10 a month. Thank you for watching, and remember, together we will win.
Hi, I'm Monique for San Diego County Gun Owners. So you want a CCW? Great news, you can get one now in San Diego, and we're going to show you how. This video will give you step-by-step instructions on how to apply for your California CCW in San Diego County through the Sheriff's online system and how to craft your good cause statement. Disclosures: we are not attorneys, and the information in this video is not legal advice. Even if you follow our instructions, there's no guarantee that the sheriff will issue you a permit. This information is the best information we have on how to complete your CCW application and good cause statement. Always be truthful and disclose everything. If you have specific questions, attend an SDCGO meeting or seminar and ask the clerk when you submit your CCW application. Find more information about seminars and meetings on our schedule of meetings and events at sdcgo.org. San Diego County Gun Owners' mission is simple: elect the right people in local government that support the Second Amendment. And to do that, we need you. We are proud of the work we did to make CCWs in San Diego possible, so help us do even more and keep CCWs in San Diego. Please visit www.sdcgo.org to learn more about becoming a member today. So how do you get your CCW? It's a good question. Let's begin with a few frequently asked questions. The San Diego Sheriff issues a California CCW that is honored throughout the state of California in all 58 counties, but there is no official reciprocity with any other state. California has no formal agreement with any other state to honor their CCW. The state requires that each gun you plan on carrying be listed on your CCW. They need the make, model, and caliber of each. Your CCW firearms must be registered to you in the state of California. Yes, they can be off-roster firearms. The sheriff is looking to make sure that your guns on your CCW are, for the most part, stock. Some modifications are allowed, but nothing that will compromise the safety of the firearm. For specific questions on what modifications are allowed, just ask your CCW instructor when you take your required 8-hour class. Let's go over the process for a new CCW first. The first step is easy. Read the sheriff's webpage on California CCWs. Once you have read the entire webpage, including the FAQs, click on the link for the Permitium. Permitium is the online system used to process the entire CCW process. The application is very straightforward. Enter your basic contact information, your background information, and your good cause statement. I will go into depth on the good cause statement later in the video. There are a few questions that we want to make sure you pay very close attention to. The application asks you to list all traffic violations. They want only moving violations and all motor vehicle accidents and only in the last 5 years. If you get absolutely stuck, the clerks can assist you, but don't withhold any info. Withholding information could be seen as a moral character issue and a result in being denied a CCW. Another question on the application is, have you ever been convicted of any criminal offenses? They want you to list civilian and military convictions. If the answer is yes, give thorough and accurate details. If you're wondering about an incident that is not a conviction, don't list it here, but do disclose it. There's one catch-all question. Have you withheld any fact that might affect the decision to approve this license? For this answer, list every interaction you've ever had with law enforcement or the courts. What you don't want to do is withhold something and then they find out that you aren't telling them something. That could result in a denial and be considered a moral character issue. When applying for your California CCW through the San Diego County Sheriff's Department, you are not required to provide a character reference or a psychological evaluation. You do not need permission from your employer, even if what you do for a living is part of your good cause statement. The only exception is if your employer is requiring you to get a CCW. So what is required? Here are a few things you may need to finish submitting online. You should be prepared to unload documents to the Permitium system. 1. Be prepared to scan a copy of your valid driver's license or state-issued ID. 2. At least 2 bills, like a recent utility bill with no past due amount that shows your name and service address. Don't have 2 bills in your name? Let the clerk know and they will help you. Bills with your name and address are the easiest way to prove that you are a San Diego resident, but it is not the only way. If you ever have used a different last name, be prepared to submit proof like a county certified marriage certificate for each marriage. 4. Your military discharge DDT 214 form if you have one, including discharge status. 5. Proof of good cause. More on this later. So how much is this going to cost me? To start, the fee to the sheriff is approximately $106 and then an additional $50 once you get approved. Plus, Permitium charges a small fee of around $4. The required class that you take from a licensed outside CCW instructor is around $200 to $300, but that is up to them and you. All of these costs are approximate and could change at any time, but this is a ballpark cost right now. Here's 2 additional tips to help you in your application. You can still apply if you are not a U.S. citizen by bringing in your original naturalization papers or green card. And you can still apply if you are here on military orders and your residence of record is in another state. Just bring in a copy of your orders and your driver's license from your home state. After you submit your application through the Permitium online, you will be contacted by the licensing confirming the appointment you picked online for fingerprinting and to take your picture. Check your spam filter because sometimes it might get caught up in the process. It will take fewer than 90 days to complete your background check. They will email you an approval letter. Again, keep an eye on the spam filter. And then you can complete the required mandated 8-hour class with an authorized certified firearms instructor. The sheriff will give you their list and you can look at SDCGO's website to see who you want to use for your class. Once you are done with your class, unload your certificate through the Permitium and they will schedule you to come in for your physical permit. And congratulations! Voila, you have a CCW. But what about my good cause statement? How do I write that? Okay, let's get into it. California state law requires proof of good cause in order to issue a permit by the sheriff. It is important to remember that they want proof of good cause. So don't focus as much on what your good cause will be. Focus on what documentation you will use to prove it. So if you're debating between 2 different good causes, use the one that's a little bit easier to prove. What do I mean? Well, yes, you can get approved because you do a lot of hiking in the backcountry and that might make you a target of attack. And yes, you can get approved because of what you do for a living. But which one is easy to prove? For most people, it's going to be easier to prove that they have a job than they hike and camp. So that is how you make the decision on which good cause you should use. And only use one. If you have a good cause that won't get you a CCW and you combine it with a good cause that will get you a CCW, then you won't get a CCW. So pick the one that you can most easily prove and use only that one. So what is the sheriff looking for? Good cause has to do with your risk level compared to the general public and not how good you are with a firearm. Here are a couple of the questions that we get a lot. Can I just say self-defense or personal protection or the Second Amendment and that's my good cause? No, by state law, the sheriff cannot issue with that as your good cause statement. Can I just show them my certifications from various gun classes that I have taken? No, they won't issue based on proficiency. Good cause has to do with circumstances that potentially make you a target of attack. Okay, so what can I use? You want to provide a set of facts or circumstances about your situation, and that could be work or life that puts you at a higher risk of being attacked by a specific type of person or people, so more than the general public. Not a random crime or mugging. What you do not want to do is do not include terms of self-defense or personal protection, and do not say that you need a CCW to protect others. If you are not going to carry it at work, do make clear in your good cause statement that you are not carrying on the job or while working. Remember, you can still get a CCW because of what you do for a living, even if you are not carrying at work or on the job. What do I mean by that? Well, imagine you're a nurse who works at a jail, and part of your job is to make sure prisoners only get correct medical attention. Part of your job is to tell prisoners that no, they cannot have more drugs, right? And when those prisoners are released after paying their debt to society, what if they run into you? Is there a chance that you could become a target because you refuse to give them what they wanted in jail? Yep. But can a nurse carry a firearm into jail? Of course not. But still, because of their job, the nurse is in a higher risk category than the general population, and they might need a CCW. The general population is not at risk of being attacked by former prisoners because they refuse to give them drugs. That good cause is specific to a nurse who works at a prison. See the difference? We generally suggest that you avoid using the word cash or deposits if you can. Depositing cash used to be one of the only ways to get a CCW, but not anymore. We have found that if you mention carrying cash or making deposits, they will want to see about 3 months of bank statements to prove it. If that is okay with you, go for it. But most people who carry large deposits or large amounts of cash have other reasons for their good cause statement, like they hire and fire people or who have access to valuables at their place of business. Most of the time, your good cause statement will be fewer than 15 sentences. Brevity is very important. Just get right to the point. Here's an example. Let's start with your opening sentence. The good cause worksheet that you can download from our website refers to this first sentence as the because statement. It is your first sentence of your good cause statement. I am in a higher risk category than the general population because, and then say what you do for a living, hobby, or lifestyle. For this example, let's use a contractor. So sentence 1, I am in a higher risk category than general population because I'm a general contractor that transports expensive tools and equipment with me all over San Diego County. The next 5 or 6 sentences will cover who, what, where, and how, and when details. You want to describe who is a specific threat to you, what do they want, where might they attack you. Let's continue on with our contractor example. Sentence 2, who? I'm a target for attack by people who would rob me for my expensive tools and equipment. Sentence 3, what do they want? I'm a contractor. I carry $500 in wrenches, $2,000 in copper wire, and $1,500 air compressor, and a $1,000 ratchet set, among a variety of other things. Sentence 4, where? My job takes me all over San Diego County, including Chula Vista, Julian, City Heights, and Oceanside. Sentence 5, how? My fear is that criminals looking to steal my things can sell them for money and will ambush me on the job site or attack me when I'm alone working. Sentence 6, when? I work 6 days a week and often between 6 a.m. and 9 p.m. The next section is where we want you to tell your story. Use 4 to 6 sentences, no more and no less, to explain what you do on a daily basis so they understand exactly why you need a CCW. If you were a contractor, what kind of jobs do you work on? If you were a doctor, what is your specialty? If you are a business owner, what kind of business? If you're an engineer, what kind of engineer? If you work IT, what exactly do you do? Now for one sentence and one sentence only on your expertise level. Everyone has to take a class and pass a firearms test, so your level of proficiency isn't very pertinent to the application, but it is good to include. So just tell them in one sentence. Here's an example. I've owned firearms for over 10 years, and I have taken classes that have taught me safety and proficiency with a firearm. Finally, recap your statement and ask for the permit. Because I am a contractor and transport expensive tools and equipment across the county, I am asking to be issued a CCW because I'm in a higher risk category than the general population. If you need more help or have a specific question, look at our online calendar and come to a meeting or seminar. We are happy to help out, but we have found that most people can get through the process by just following our instructions, so don't worry. You can do it! Good luck, and please give us feedback. It's very exciting news that San Diego County residents can exercise our right to carry. We could not have done it without the support of our members. So if you aren't already a member, please join us today. What are you waiting for? Go to sdcgo.org/join and become a member now. I'm Monique, and thank you so much for watching. And remember that together we will win.
Without someone doing something about it, it's not going to get any better.